Good evening, or morning actually. Welcome, hi. ROG DreamLeague Season 8, live from the DreamHack Monster Energy Studios in Stockholm, Sweden. And we have a different weekend for you guys. We have a full North American weekend for you with loads of Dota. And at the end of this weekend, we'll find out which team is going to join Newbie, Infamous and Secret at the Major from North America. So that will be very, very exciting. And to help you go through all of this, we have gotten extra experts. That's right. We got more people, and we replaced some people as well. Lumi, welcome back to Sweden.
Hello.
You're the replacement of Fog.
Yes, he is sick, sort of.
Sort of.
He has some injury that he had to deal with.
Yeah.
So I'm stepping in today, casting one game. But good to be back in Sweden. This is the land of very clean tap water.
Yes.
Very high quality meat.
Yeah.
I guess. And very expensive food.
Yeah.
I think that goes hand in hand with the high quality meat.
Yes. You pay what you get, you know?
Yeah. But you're back. You're back. Happy to be back.
Yes.
Looking forward to all the Dotes today. And you'll be co-casting with Mr. Odie Pixel.
Hello.
How are you doing, Odie?
Doing good. Looking forward to an exciting weekend of North American Dota. We've had the ups and downs of EU Dota over this week. There's been some bad days. Yesterday we did have I'd say a semi-good day yesterday. We had a really good day the day before, but a few stomps. I don't think we're going to see any stomps in this one. Maybe some stomps. Not to flame any sort of teams, but DC's been struggling recently. The other three, I feel, are on a little different level. But I'm looking forward to DC shutting me up and surprising me and pulling out some
Listen, and I don't think you know DC, all right? They're on the up-and-coming path, all right? They've got IX, Mike,
new coach. The new coach. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to be a new dream team now.
Definitely. And that's Capitalist. You are the new Sir Action Slacks.
Yes. They told me I was replacing Sir Action Slacks, so I thought, how could I possibly do that? And I was like, well, Slacks just says whatever he wants on panel and acts super dumb, so I just came here super jet-lagged and sleep-deprived, and that's going to be my night.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of covers all the bases.
Yeah.
That's basically Slacks for you.
Omni Knight.
And you do that, then you're good.
Okay.
I hate Wind Ranger. I got it.
We have not seen Wind Ranger yet, actually, but it's also
I guess we haven't had any.
We have not. I thought it was a buff as well, but oh well, what do I know? But you're in Sweden. You've been to Sweden before. What do you think from what you've seen so far? Obviously, you only arrived today.
It's dark.
It is dark.
Yeah.
You should have arrived
Classic.
tomorrow, by the way. What happened? Yesterday, I mean. You arrived yesterday.
Yeah, I got into a fender bender on my way to the airport, and then because of that, I was 55 minutes. I was there 55 minutes before my flight left, but they wouldn't let my bag on. They're like, nope, no more bags. They're like, you can get on the plane. I was like, great, I'll just wear one set of clothes for the whole entire thing of DreamLeague. Somebody will surely catch on to that.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
So I had to get another flight.
Could you at least get, did you stay at the airport or?
Oh yeah, did you go on?
I live like 20 minutes away from the airport.
Oh, okay.
It's not a big deal.
It's fine. Then you come back and forth. Okay, well, good to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah, he'll be here for almost the entire duration of the rest of the week. So will Lumi. Lumi will actually be here for the entire duration. We have so many people, guys. It's awesome. But we lost Fogged, we lost Slacks, and obviously we'll miss them. We'll see Fogged again though. Don't worry. It will be all good and stuff. So today we have American Dota, North American Dota. Okay, I'm the wrong person to have
we just
you
have
when you
that?
play that.
So every time someone says America, it well, I want that every time that word is said, even during the cast.
We'll just not use that word. It's fine.
Yeah, we won't. What are good alternate names for America?
NA. NA is
USA.
NA. Yeah, that's the same.
USA.
United States.
Just say America.
The greatest country in the world. I mean, there's plenty of ways to be able to talk about it, guys.
Wow. But it will be a shame
it's
to
a
say
decent
goodbye.
country. Not that I'll put it in I placed it in
It's in tier 1 of countries.
I'd say it's in my top 10 countries. I'd say.
Which are your under countries?
China. I'll put China gets sort of like a sympathy vote because it's
What?
Because
Okay.
it's such an exciting place to be.
I wouldn't put China in top 10,
Oh, okay.
and I was born in China. So
I was about to
no
say.
bias here, you know.
Where would you put Hong Kong? Where you're living now, right?
Hong Kong's better than
Yeah,
China.
that's better than
Does that
China.
get top 10?
No.
I mean, there's not that many
Oh, really?
countries. you
Yeah.
know.
It's really, really smoggy.
Okay.
Oh,
Very
Is it
inconvenient.
More
Yeah.
smoggy than Shanghai?
I mean,
Yeah?
no.
No.
But you know.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, so
just
which
imagine large banks of rolling smog just kind of going up and down.
We called it low-hanging clouds in China, not smog. They don't exist.
Low-hanging clouds.
Yes, there you go.
All right, right.
It's just a mentality difference.
There you go.
It's not smog, guys. It's
Yeah.
not poisonous.
Just clouds.
Low-hanging clouds.
Who are you kidding?
Those clouds really dipping down today.
It probably makes you stronger out there, doesn't it? Because it like builds up sort of your immune system. In
Yeah,
your
that's
lungs,
what they
yeah?
say about kids
You know,
with asthma.
well,
that they're stronger
They're just
than the
building the immune
regular
system.
kids.
So what are some of the better countries then?
I mean, I do like Sweden. Sweden's always very
Sweden
nice,
is good,
very
yes.
fresh, very sort of pure. The air. I love
Yep.
the air in Sweden. You come in, just take a
What are we
deep breath.
talking about in terms of like living conditions?
I mean,
or-
I don't know.
ranking
Just
of the
where
countries.
you'd be happy to go out for like a nice beer with the lads. You know,
Yeah, but that depends on the
Stockholm
lab.
will be up there. Depends on the lad. No, Stockholm's there. You,
I mean, let's be honest. Most of this depends on our experience of where we actually end up going to in the country.
Yeah.
Like Germany would be in like my bottom of bottom
Your
rankings,
bottom rank.
but that's because I lived in a really awful place in Germany. That does not describe the whole of Germany at all. But I lived in a little area called Spandau that was absolutely awful, and everyone there agrees that that place is absolutely awful.
Well, if you're not allowed to say your own
So-
country, what's the best country you've been to? Because obviously personal experience is all different.
I mean,
I like the Netherlands, but I'm biased. You know, I would say Netherlands. I do like America. I'll be honest. Every time I go over to America, thank you. I love the food. I love how everyone's really happy. You know, it's like for a Brit going to America, it's like I've walked into a movie. You know, everyone's got this fantastic accent. You know, so every time someone talks, it's like, yeah, he's American or she's American. It's great. I love it. It's literally just like it's like a fantasy.
I remember Montreal. I was there for Canada Cup
Yeah.
thingy. That was really nice.
I want
Canada?
to go to
Yeah.
Canada.
I've never been to
I mean,
Canada.
Canada's just like a nicer America, right? So, like in terms of politeness.
All right, Lumi. I don't want to have to. One of us is going to go out of commission by the end of this panel. We've got a full week to do.
Sure,
so.
sure. I like Japan. Every time I visit,
Oh, I've never been.
Never
it's
been
not
to
just the weeb in me saying it. It's
No.
just like like it's clean. It's very clean. Everyone's polite.
Isn't that the same for Singapore?
And
Singapore's
Singapore's-
being invaded by Chinese people, so it's
Okay.
Oh,
not the way you guys are thinking. But
10 with
there's a whole bunch of Chinese people moving in and buying
Newsflash.
properties there. So like
Chinese
everything's getting
invasion
expensive.
hits Singapore. Lumi, give us the updates.
You heard it here first, guys.
Lumi, you're rapidly replacing Ben Wu in the
Sure.
the China hate, man.
Yeah.
Right.
China hate. I originated the China hate. He copied me.
He copied.
Yeah. I was off the radar for a couple of years. So.
But we're here for Dota, you know, no racism or whatever. So, all great. So this is
Great topic of conversation to
Thanks
start
for the
out.
clarification.
There's no way this could go wrong. What
wonder.
countries are the best, guys?
fair enough. Fair enough. I started it. I take responsibility. But I did say earlier today that we are going to see a lot of North American Dota, and you know, just in case you still are craving for that little bit of EU Dota, we have a highlight of yesterday's game. Let's take a look.
Incredibly fast, vroom, but the boulder smash comes through, but Timmerman turns with the lifesteal, fights up against the Blade Mail,
He needs
gets
the
the
infest.
kill, he's falling low, but the armlet toggle in the infest, he'll keep himself alive, can he still get out of this one? He's trying his best, with the armlet toggle, he keeps on going after light jumps forward, stick charges pod, Matumba turns with the raid, the boulder smash from GA sets up for Matumba. Now, Aloha Dancer's Flare, they're looking to be in trouble, Rue will be there onto Miracle, Matumba gets the triple kill. Yapstor, Shadow Blades in, dispels the smoke, blinks out. And
Carter
now
just
Na'Vi,
TPs
they've
in.
just got to get out of there. Again, a lasso onto a Lotus Orb. Mid one just moves to the center of it all with the Eye of the Storm. So Nako's already down. Crystallize is trying to find Butter, should get the Omni Knight. He does do so, but the Echo Slam from Yapstor indeed is a GG Echo Slam as it wipes them. Miracle posts the BKB, looking to turn. The Sonic Wave, bring the Miracle down low. Miracle's gone. He is just doing too much right click. Now looks towards Matumama. He has the Eons expiring him a couple of seconds. He's gone as well. Oh no, Miracle. G now turns towards a bigger target, finds Matumama, moves in with the Sonic Wave, double kill for G. Oh no!
There's Glyph though.
They do have a Glyph.
And Miracle has no buyback. He's gonna. There's an Ice Blast coming in on here. There's multiple TPs. Miracle's gonna die.
He is focusing the tier 4s. Look at this damage, look at the speed that they take it. Silence is onto him at the Nether Toxin, but G walks out of it. They've exposed the Ancient. They're going in. They're bringing it down low. There's the fortification. GH comes in with the slam. With the Sonic Waves out, G jumps forward. He's beyond godlike as he takes down Mind Control. They're going to do it. Vegas got the victory. They beat Liquid.
Yeah, that was Liquid tying with Vega Squadron. And, you know, that's still decent for Liquid. They would have hoped to have a 2-0 there. But, you know, we did get a 2-0. Team Secret got a 2-0 against Na'Vi yesterday. And that meant that Secret makes it to the LAN finals. They qualify for the major. They join Newbie, they join Infamous, and they join whoever is winning this weekend, because we have 4 North American teams and we'll have them go against each other in a mini double elimination bracket. So that means 6 matches over the course of 2 days, 6 best of 3s, all best of 3s including the finals. And yeah, we're going to have Complexity taking on Optic Gaming, and we're going to have EG taking on DC. And I know I'm going to send you two off to cast very soon, so I want to hear your opinion on the series, on the whole bracket, on the teams, what's going to happen, who's going to make it through.
I think from what I've seen of Dota, I still feel the optics a little shaky. Like these guys, you know, it's an all-star team.
It is.
With some new talent as well. But they just seem just a little unreliable at the moment. They're having losses that you look at these names, you're like, they shouldn't lose this match. So, Optic versus Complexity, I think Complexity is actually going to have this, because Complexity's been really solid recently. Like these guys, as a unit, they've just been performing as a team, I feel, much better than Optic's been performing as a group of 5. Like individually, there's a lot of skill there, but for me, it doesn't feel like Optic's kind of clicked the way it needs to stand up in the region of NA, because NA recently has been incredibly hot. So I think Cole's going to take that. EG versus DC. Unless IX Mike has managed to work his magic, I think you got to go with EG winning that series. And overall, the team that I think is going to make it at the end of the 2 days, I think I would actually say Complexity at the moment. From what I've been seeing recently, I think this team is the one to watch, and I feel as well the other teams, like they need to do their homework on Complexity. You can't turn up against this team without looking at their matches, because they do very unique stuff. A lot of the tiny.
So bad tiny.
I really think especially if it gets through in one game and you lose to it, you're taking it out for the rest of the series.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see teams leave it in, but if it comes through and it trashes them in a game, they're going to ban it for sure.
What do you think, Lumi?
So I recently casted Optics in the North American region for ASUS ROG, the qualifier for that one. And they managed to win the whole event without dropping a single game. Granted, it was like teams like Leviathan, VGJ Storm, which I think are not the same tier of the teams that we're watching today, but they look really good then, including a comeback that they were down by 15k against the Terrorblade, and they came back. So team definitely has a backbone. I think it'll go to 3 games against Complexity.
Sure.
I still think that Complexity is a better team. They look really good with the strategy with Deuce and Venge. Carry Venge, Deuce in the mid lane. CCNC was looking hot on the carry, so.
All right, what do you think about EGDC?
I was just going to be EG, probably 2.
Okay, well, there's no...
Unless IX Mike has to whip out, I don't know.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to let you two get ready for the cast, and that means for us, it's time to bring in our guest of the week. And we have Grant.
What up, North American Dota star? I'm as hype as it gets. European Dota, it can only get you so much, but then you get NA Dota, and whoa! Sorry,
someone's
I
ready.
want to raise the energy levels here.
Yeah, you're good.
Yep. So what's up?
You're repping the shirt.
Yep, I mean, it's a jersey, pardon you.
Sure.
The Grand
sorry.
Grant, number 5 on the back. Don't feel like getting up. Shout out to my boy J.R. Smith, one of the best basketball players of all time. So, yeah, go EG.
Answer me this question, Grant.
Go.
Why do esports jerseys have numbers?
I mean, why not?
What's your
But
number?
why?
But why do regular sports have numbers?
So you can identify the players on the
Oh,
field.
because you don't know their names? Because you're a fair weather
Because
fan?
you're watching football, you see a big number. You're able to then translate that number.
Why wouldn't it
into
just
a
have their
name,
last
into
names?
stats, into
Because
et cetera.
it's too far away. The
Right?
camera
You
is
can't see
floating
underneath the
above
helmet.
the,
Why
above
you
the
need it in
arena.
Did you
Esports.
guys ask me a question or did I ask you a question? You're just yelling over me while I give you an answer. What is happening here?
You're
Hey,
answering
Grant,
with the
why
question.
is there a number? Shut the hell up, Grant. I mean, why not? I mean, is the number offending you?
No, I'm
Friggin'
just curious.
Red Eye Junior over here? Jesus.
Why?
Well, it's esports.
You know what would make sense? If the numbers represent their role in game.
I don't like that, though, because, like,
So Grant would be the 7th man on the field?
Yes.
yep.
It would be 7.
Not 6.
Maybe
Is that
8?
SVG?
Yeah, are you not saying that? Is
I mean, I could
SVG not
probably
taking
beat a
priority?
middle. I could probably beat a middle. So if like Sumail drops out, it might be me. But besides that, yeah.
I'm pretty sure someone else takes middle in that situation. You take the hard 5.
I don't know. I feel like middle's become a lot simpler. Not, I wouldn't say it's like the easiest role, but like I think supports are more important than middle lanes now.
That's true.
So,
The
yeah.
fourth positions are still super
Yeah.
important. Right?
And now like it seems like a lot of teams are going for 2 4s instead of even like a 4 and a 5 now. Besides like Winter Wyvern and AA, and then you just have like a bunch of other random heroes. It's weird. Definitely
Yeah.
weird.
So what's the main difference going to be that we've seen European Dota the entire week? What's the main difference going to be here for the North Americans? Other than the tiny
honestly,
coming out for
Well,
complexity.
I don't even think it's tiny. I think it's IO, right? Because Cole, EG, and Optic will all play, and then DC with Demon and Bulba probably won't play it. Demon might just like they might leave it in and then like throw something off, and Demon will play it. But I think IO, like you just don't. We saw Band yesterday, but
Yeah.
only in like one series, like only one team played.
And it was
That's
against
huge.
Liquid, yeah.
Exactly. I think IO is just so big in NA, and really, it's the only region it's big in, right?
Yeah, I would say. What about cores? At least so far in my experience, like a lot of AMs, some Storm Spirits.
Yeah.
Cores will
Hard to-
feel pretty the same. I think.
Yeah, I mean, you think that they're going to be the same from Europe to NA?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're going to see, like the Lumi said, a few core Venges. Venge is actually even more popular in NA, so I think we'll see some more of that. And then Medusa as well. And if AM gets through in any second phase, I assume it's just going to get picked.
Yeah.
Like AM seems super good unless they have like 4 stuns as their first 4 picks. I don't think it matters.
Right.
I think Terrorblade's really big too,
Yeah.
bigger than Europe.
Yeah,
Because even in Europe, the one big team playing it is MOF, which is Tomato playing it. Like he brought that over from South America, really.
Yeah. We saw Secret playing it as well, I think,
Yeah, true.
in one of the games.
They're kind of NA though.
I don't think it works that way.
Who's their coach? Sunby, NA player. Boom, West Street variety.
That's really not how that works.
I mean, it could be. I mean,
No,
who do you
no.
take your picks from? It's usually
All right.
Puppy and then your coach.
But if it works
yeah.
that way, you do know that in our first matchup,
yes,
we have 5 Swedes and 5 NAs.
we do. But who are the 2 captains of the teams?
Not the Swedes.
And who are the 2 coaches?
Not the Swedes.
Okay, check and mate. No, I'm really excited though. I think especially the Swedes on complexity, like I've been super impressed with Limp and Chesty. I got to hang out with them for like a week when they had the whole hurricane hit Florida.
Oh, yeah.
Flew over to Kings Cup and just hanging out. It's funny because the 2 sets of brothers, right, is Z-Freak and Kyle. Like Kyle's super outgoing and Z-Freak isn't. It's the exact same. Chesty is super outgoing and then Limp's just kind of like, hey. Like he just sits back. It's fun to see like them as a team, and then like it's 2 super loud guys and then 3 quieter guys. Because Moo's pretty quiet too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can be loud in game, but as a person, he's pretty quiet. And I don't know. Those Swedes have really brought an energy to complexity that they just didn't have before TI when they like lost to DC in the qualifiers.
And it seems like playstyle wise, they just seem to click really well. I don't know. It's just like complexity just went back into their old group pretty
Yeah.
quickly. But that's also like part of it is it's a newer patch, newer teams and all that sort of thing. So of course a team that has that sort of history is going to be the first one that kind of figures themselves out.
Exactly.
right?
Or else why would they not have been a team this whole time? They
Yeah.
obviously had issues before.
Yeah,
I've always
so-
thought about that.
So in my the case though would be why isn't EG just immediately clicking, right? Because their roster is not that much different.
I mean,
But
a full
they're
new
definitely
a full new
struggling.
captain. Yeah, they are. They haven't really played much, right? Because they qualified to the major,
Mm-hmm.
and then they played in the major and into too hot, didn't do terrible, but didn't do too hot. And then they got top 4 in the minor.
They're also playing in PGL before the major, right?
Yeah,
So.
and they got top 4. They beat, I think, VGJ, the Chinese squad, right, at the thing to get top 4. So they don't look terrible, but they don't really look that good. So.
I mean, considering how everyone else there looked pretty god awful.
Yeah.
EG, like, being able to scrape past that bottom of the barrel did not look good to me. I think
seen him at all in the new patch, though, right? This is the first official form, I want to say, because they haven't been playing in many qualifiers.
Yeah,
so.
they didn't. They weren't at Dota pit.
No.
So
It's.
I would say they need a
interesting.
confidence boost. I think they really need to qualify for this.
And it's good
major.
Honestly, I mean, we'll just say it's good they're playing DC first instead of like Cole, because I really do think Cole is just a scary team, and then DC, I mean. You guys already said they just look weak, but it is a pretty full new roster. I mean, you have 3 members of the TI4 Liquid in Bulba, Demon, and Koikva. So they have all played together. I mean, Bulba and Koikva played together on Team Tinker. Now, I shouldn't go into the story of Team Tinker, but if you didn't know, Team Tinker was it TI5? They came they flew to Canada a month before the event. This is Bulba and Koikva. We're going to go to Canada. We're going to beat those Americans. But Navi US said, no, sir. Knocked them out of the tournament and qualified. So I'm just saying, like, Europeans coming over to America, it doesn't always work out for them.
does work for some of the Swedes here, though. By the way, if you guys were talking about the matchups, here's the bracket, so you know exactly what's going to happen over the next 2 days, over the next 48 hours. We have so much Dota, like I said earlier, 3 series a day. And here are the brackets. Okay, never mind. We are showing you the brackets later on.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the best game of the day, though. Cole versus Optic. Like,
Optic.
If Optic, there it is. And I don't know, what does Optic need to do? Because they got 0 forward out of Captain's Draft. Like, they did not win a series. They lost in the upper bracket and then lost in the lower bracket. And Cole swept through it. They 3-0'd Immortals in the finals. And Immortals, I would say, is pretty strong, right?
I mean, I think Immortals is definitely that top 3 NA teams guaranteed right now.
Yeah.
Cole just made them look like a bunch of.
I think Complexity is just a lot more comfortable in wider drafts. So Captain's Draft, I think, does benefit them a little bit better. I wouldn't be surprised if the Optic we see here in a Captain's Mode game looks a lot stronger.
Yeah. Just because they're versatile. And CCNC, it feels like they hinge a lot on him. Like, before, he just went through a super slump. But before that, he went through like a super up. Like, they were winning every game. He was going godlike every game, and then just all of a sudden, just boom, loses like 6 games in a row. He looks bad. Maybe it's just not rotations from supports. Maybe it's not all him. But I don't know. It really hinges on how he does. So yeah, interesting to see if they draft for that.
The mid lane is still super important. We're still going to see a lot of supports roaming into that mid lane, but now there's no longer that extra creep to be able to get that added benefit. So while you would think that there would be more autonomy to the mid lane, it's actually still really interfered by supports, and you're not getting the same kind of benefit. So I feel like mid laners aren't going to be too happy with the beginning of this patch.
Yeah.
As supports start phasing out a little bit more in roaming so heavily onto mid, maybe it will come back to more of a 1v1 aspect.
Is that because, like, usually most teams have their most talented player in middle lane, so even though there's not that creep, like, you always want to shut them down, right? Like, Sumail or CCNC, right? When you think of, like, EG or Optic, you think of that. Even on DC, well, maybe not DC. Mason is probably their more person. And then on Complexity runs dual lanes a lot. I think that's what makes them different. Like, you don't really think of, like, oh, Limp or Chessie going middle. They'll run, like, a puck in the safe lane and then, like, dual lane middle with Limp and Z-Freak. I think they just... so much more diverse.
By the way, you guys, you can vote for your team if you think you know who's going to take the series. Make sure to put that in the chat.
I really want
to hit up that green wall, baby.
I really want to see what people think about this, because I think Cole's favored like 75-25. I think it's pretty big.
Why do you think it's that big, though?
Have you just not watched Dota lately? Or I mean, you watch Captain's Draft a little, right? Like, Cole looks good, and you can say what you want, like, about picks and stuff, but play is always going to be there, and they are pretty sick.
I was watching part of that one that was happening at ESL 1 Hamburg that Optic won. Is that the NA qualifier or something?
The thing that happened at the same time was the...
Oh, the Asus ROG, the one
Asus
Lumi was talking about, when they played against DC.
Yeah, I watched some of that. I mean, I don't know. They looked pretty good there. I'm surprised that people think it's that dramatic of a difference.
Well, maybe they don't. Maybe it's just me and Lumi, I guess. I don't know. I think the leadership too. They're very similar, right? Kyle and Peter. That's the whole. Whoa, that's crazy. These guys have hated each other forever.
You think you call them still the same, like similar?
Yeah, but I think they're very like
They're
Kyle's a lot
strong
louder,
captains.
but
Okay.
I think Kyle's a little more demanding in game, and Peter's a little more off the pedal. But they're still both very like in games. Like they don't really let other players make calls per se.
Yeah. I would say they're both teams that are pretty heavily headed by their captains when it comes to strategy and in-game calls. I think that there is also, I don't know, a little bit of an aura between the two of them. They just both have so much personality that comes out that it just sort of overrides the rest of the team.
And I think that's maybe why Optic's struggling, because you have like a Misery, a Pyke. You have guys who've been playing since Dota 1, have captained their own teams, and maybe they do want a bigger say, right? And you know, I mean, I don't know the inner workings of that team. I really don't. But it just feels like there could be a lot of, you know, what's the quote? Too many chefs in the kitchen.
Yeah.
When I was talking about, when I talked to people, when it was first coming out about this Optic roster, and it was kind of underground, I was talking to people about it.
This guy's in the know.
Everybody was like, yo, this lineup, yeah, it looks kind of pretty strong, but this is like a goddamn tinderbox, you know?
Yeah,
like, you could just see how if this team doesn't succeed, the whole entire team is just going to blow up. Because you have such strong personalities, I would say,
who's
that also have...
Who do you think is the calming person on that team? Zai?
I think it's just Zai.
It's only Zai. I mean, I think CCNC is pretty calm. I know his persona.
You don't have to
in
pander.
pubs.
You don't have to pander him to Reddit.
I know his persona in pubs is not really known for that, but
he's called cool, calm, and collected for a reason.
In my experience in pro games, he's very calm and does listen very well to leadership. So he has no problem in that regard. So I would say those are the two calmer voices on the team. But Pycat, Misery, and Peter, all known to have pretty strong personalities in the past, have probably had some aggressive times, we'll say.
But it's also good. I mean, you get through that. If you start winning games and all that, you get more ideas out there. It definitely is a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
That's bad, right?
That isn't.
Sword.
It's
but
good
it
and
like
bad.
If you like throw a double-edged sword, isn't that like only good? Because like it's just no matter what's gonna hit your enemy.
So you just throw your team at
It depends
another
on
team
where
and
you
it's gonna
if
work.
you throw well. I mean, you can miss.
Peter seems like a Randy Johnson kind of guy. It's a baseball player. He's really good. He had a bird once.
Used to play for America.
Intentionally?
It was a baseball, and he pitched it, and a bird just swooped in and just blew up.
And he demolished, just exploded.
I don't want to know this.
Well, you like birds?
Well,
Pigeons are the freaking rats of the bird world. No one likes
They
them.
have dead eyes.
Was it a pigeon?
Sure, if that makes you happier, yes. It was
That makes me
wasn't
happier.
a dove. It was a dove, but now it was a pigeon.
No, it was an African parrot that flew across.
You never know. Maybe someone, brought their parrot to a game
Brought
and
your
let it
parrot
loose.
to work. Bring your parrot to the game
It can
day.
happen. It's
Here it
America.
comes.
Anything can happen. That's what they say.
There are dog days at animal events, and I love that. Like, at sporting events. I love that.
I don't
Just
really
thought
go
I'd
to
throw that
sporting
in.
events. So.
Really?
No, it's not for me.
You just don't like any sports? What about you, Chorian or Shever? Do you like any? Not even like football, soccer, whatever it's called in here?
I mean, I don't go to the games. Like when the Netherlands is playing, when they were good, in the past, some time ago.
The 1920s.
Yeah, maybe something like that. I like to watch the games in a pub or something like that, but I don't actually go to the matches.
And that's when you really get in there, People have been talking about like esports, like, man, you should never boo your guy, man. You go to a real sport, just boo! Freaking, that's
whenever
hype.
people are like, oh, we should be more like real sport.
I'm like, if you think that, imagine
you
like
know how BM real sports gets?
Yeah, think if it was like ESL Poland, it's like King win versus like an American team. The Americans would get booed out of the stadium, but I would love that. That's what brings the energy. But people don't like booing here. It's just weird. Even though we're all super toxic. Like every Dota player is toxic, but no booing at live events.
That's the tricky part with esports, I think, because you have so many different cultures coming together. Rather than if you go to a sports event and it's in America, everybody's going to be American. Everybody's in the same type of culture, same mindset.
True. That does make a lot.
Some things are a lot more accepted in America than they are in other countries.
That's still one of my favorite memories of any TI is TI 5. The EG versus eHome, the USA chants that were going down, and then EG start losing, and eHome's owning the game. And the China, they had all the Chinese fans were all lined up right behind the Chinese commentators, and they start doing a USA chant. Oh, that was my favorite moment.
China shows up to TI. If there's one event, they show up to TI.
Go around.
Are we there?
It's your time. Yes.
All right.
Go, Grant. Go to the war room.
To the war
general
room.
needs you.
Hope you're ready. Here we go. You ready?